Alright, this is Paul Towns. I've got a video on YouTube of my small motorcycle building of my Hodaka motorcycles that I made. And since then, a couple years ago, I built a new building, and it's heated and aired. It's a museum that we open up during Christmas. And it's one of 8 buildings I have that we raise money for children with cancer. And we have thousands of people that come out during Christmas. If anybody wants to look at our website, it's Elgin Lights, ELGINLIGHTS.com. And we don't charge anybody to come out, but we have thousands of people that do come out every year and go through the lights and all the buildings, and just kind of look at what we have and have a good time. And we do hayride and have games and Santa Claus and live music and all that, and it's totally free. But this is my new Hodaka building. That's my leathers and my jerseys when I was racing. I was racing up in Michigan back in 1972. And there's a poster of me on our track we made on our farm. That's me on number 15. And a couple of my friends all on Hidaka Super Rats. And that's me in the first year of racing. I had a 71 Super Rat, bought it for $450. And 2013, my kids bought me this motorcycle right here. It was rusty, crusty, and it started the madness. And I got a problem with just having one thing. In 1974, at the age of 17, I joined the military, joined the Army. Spent 20 years, retired in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And that's where I am right now, is down here in South Carolina. Now I'm going to start showing the things we got here in this new building. I'm going to back up, show you I built this one wall with 100-year-old barn wood. Now I do all my own carpentry and electrical and everything. These are the trophies. I took 3rd overall, and there were 6 tracks that we had to race on up in Michigan throughout the lower peninsula. I took 3rd overall the first year I raced. These are the engines that I've rebuilt, and I got started with the 90cc, and then I went with every 100cc motor. All the way up. And I went to the 125 H engine, 125J, and the 125EK Super Combat Wombat. All of them are completely rebuilt. I just buy the parts and pieces a lot off eBay, and I do all the building myself and everything. And now we'll start on the side with the Hodaka bikes. Now these first 10 I built the first year and a half. That's the 1969 Super Rat. First year they made the Super Rat. I had the frame powder coated, so it's a lot better than the original. Getting an original chrome gas tank is real hard. It's in real good shape, but I did find one. The 69, you can tell the first year it had the funny little air cleaner that went inside of the outside piece, or the big surrounding piece. And then this is what the 70 and 71, 72 was, is the outside piece went over the filter part. And this is a Super Rat on steroids. I didn't have no money back on the farm when I was a kid, but if I did, I'd have built this one right here. This is a 100cc Super Rat. This one's a 72, and it has all the bells and whistles. It's bored, stroke, polished, ported. It's run 32 millimeter carburetor, which pumps in a whole lot of fuel for a little 100cc, and it runs like a raped ape. When I joined the Army, I raced at Fort Riley, Kansas, and they had a track on post, so I took my Super Rat and I painted it red, white, and blue. So the rusty, crusty bike that my kids gave me, this is it. What I did is I converted it to the red, white, and blue that I actually had when I raced on the post. After I get these all put together, I put gas, oil, and everything in them and run them and ride them around a little bit, and then I drain out the gas in the tank, and then I fog oil the engine and gas tank and everything, and make sure that they're ready for display. And then they come in here. Every once in a while we'll pull one out and play with it. While I was in the military, I got stationed at Fort Ord, California, and it was a tough job, but the last 6 months while I was there, all I had to do was ride the military motorcycles. And Fort Ord is right there at Monterey racetrack, and Laguna Seca. And they had a motocross track there, and you know, Laguna Seca is big time road racing. But we could go off post and go on that track with these military bikes. So I had to make me a 100cc Hidaka military bike. And when I was over in Korea, this is what I rode, was a 250 Yamaha 4-stroker military camouflage bike. A lot of fun. Tough job, but somebody had to do it. And this one here is a 100cc trials bike. So I made a trial style Hodaka. Little gutty, high geared, so more power and torque than it does have speed. Real skinny, little. little straight bars, so you can, you know, pull up on it and balance it real well. And in Michigan, the lakes freeze over. And that poster right there is us racing on Camp Lake when it freezes over. And we would stud the tires. This is my ice racer. 850 studs per tire. They don't let us put the 2-inch studs in. We buy knobbies and big deep knobs so we could put metal screws in. And you screw them in and run on the heads of the metal screws. So this is what you would do, is screw the screws right in the knobs, and you would do your own design, and you would try your best to make it bite on the sides, especially when you're doing left turns on an oval flat track. There's 850 studs per tire on this one. Lower the suspension, because you don't need suspension on a smooth ice. Run 3 to 4 inches is all you'd have to have, and then put a little more oil in the front, stiffen it up, and seal everything so the ice and snow don't throw up into your air cleaner and stuff. This one here's the standard 100cc road and trail. This is the one I built just to play with. I rode this one a lot. I like riding this one. Just a good play bike. You can tell it's been ridden. And this one here is a 100 frame with a 125 motor in it with a low torque expansion chamber. Give me power. Has large rear sprocket. Stiffen the front suspension a little bit, and it does nothing but wheelies. Oh no, the black one, I'm sorry, the black one is a 125 Wombat. The silver one, this one, is got the Combat Wombat motor in it, and it's the wheelie popper. There's the side right there. This thing will do wheelies in every gear, and I can, you know, normally do a wheelie once I'm in 4th gear. I can do a wheelie, you know, just about forever. 5th gear, you get going a little bit too fast sometimes. It gets a little scary. This is a display I built for all the Hodaka fans out there. This is every part of a 100cc Hidaka engine and transmission. Now my grandson, he built a Hodaka 100cc, and this is him building it. Once he built his motor, he built it in 7 hours complete. That's him building it. That's where the bike used to be, but he rides the heck out of it. So he's always riding it. It's not in here a lot. Now this one here is a special built. I got to finish it yet, but this is going to have a side hack on it. This has got a Super Combat motor in it. Extended the rear suspension by about 4 inches, and put a Yamaha 60 gas tank on there, different style seat, but it's going to have a side hack on it. Used to race side hack on the ice with a Super Rat, but now they're doing motocross. And so I want to build one of the motocross side hacks. It'll have suspension on the hack and everything. And I got a shelf up here. I got me a little mini. Little Honda 50. Well, they don't give these away no more. Not in good shape. That's the first Honda mini dirt racer they come out with. Back in 73 or 79, this one is. Z50R. They made the one with the lights earlier. And this is what I always start with. Two casings and a frame. Now this one here is a little Z50 with a side hack on it. But we pulled the 50 motor out and got one of those Chinese 110s. Stuck it in there, beefed it up a little bit. And man, I'm going to tell you, it'll do 70 miles an hour. It'll scare you. It'll do a wheelie in all 4 gears. And it will flat fly for a little booger. It's fun to ride. And we got an old 78 Honda Hidaka, little 50cc. Runs like a top. And my grandkids and their boots. And we got this old 1909 Oldsmobile runabout. It's handmade. I built this. It's got 11.5 horse Briggs and Stratton motor in it. It's a replica of a 1909 runabout. Runabout was a horse buggy company, and Oldsmobile bought a bunch of the buggies up and they stuck a little motor in it. This one will do in high gear about 6 miles an hour. Low gear, you can walk faster than it does. But it's fun. Then I bought a couple of kits and I built me a Harley board track racer. And then I built an Indian board track racer. And I just wanted to have a board track racer. Can't afford a real one. $25,000, $30,000 you might be able to get one that needs restoring. And we come down here. This is one of my favorites right here. That's a MG42 machine gun mounted on old World War II Beamer. Got all the ammo cans, gas mask, canteen, goggles. Got the shovel back here, or trenching tool. The gun is not real. It is a airsoft, but boy, they're hard to find. Even a demonstration gun, they want $2,000-3,000. But this is all steel. It's original looking, everything on it. I even figured out, got some bullets and took the powder out of them and popped the caps and got an original 42 belt and put some bullets in there and got it mounted up. Got gas can, binoculars. This thing's tricked out. Got the night light cover on it so you can drive at night without showing too much light. Yeah, World War II. And then World War II, the Russians took over the BMW plant, And then they took all the machinery and they actually started building their own Beamer with the machinery after that. And I found me this old 74 Honda CB360. And man, I'm telling you, it purrs like a kitten. Didn't have to do a lot to this one. A little cosmetic work. But it runs so good. And it's in really good shape. And I got me a 71 SL350, which is kind of like the road and trail version. And we had a racing version of this. 65 Bridgestone 175 two-stroke twin. Screaming meanie. These things scream. And we had the racing version with 2 high-rise expansion chambers, just short wheelbase, real hard to handle, but boy would it flat fly. And my buddy used to flat track it and TT scramble it. And my other friend, he used to race against me. He didn't have a race bike, so he took a Yamaha 100 and put a hooker exhaust header on it and took the lights off and everything. And he made it into a Yamaha flat tracker. I could still beat him. It's a 72 Yamaha LT 100cc two-stroker. Then I got me a couple of the old trials bikes. This is a 250, Yamaha 250. And I got a Yamaha 175. The 250's 1974. And the 175 is a 1976. They're far from what the trials bikes are today. I mean, the trials bikes today, they look like a check mark. They are so skinny and small. And there's my cup holder. Took a motorcycle rim and just every so far, because it has, 2 holes in it where the wheel lock is and where the valve stem come through. And then every other one I just drilled another hole and put a bolt through it, double nut, and put a piece of plastic to where the cup would hang on a rubber tubing and not on that bolt. And I just hang these cups on it and it rotates. And I make all these posters myself. I make them through Vista Print. And there's my car trophies. I used to race Volkswagen Beetles over in Germany. Well, I spent 6 years over in Germany. We'd put Fiat 1800 motors in there, Porsche 6 cylinders in the back of a VW Bug. You can almost put any type of engine in the back of a Volkswagen. You just make an adapter plate and bolt that motor onto it. If it was water cooled, we stuck a radiator in behind the seat, driver's seat, and run pipes into it. And that's what we did. And you'd race it. Here's a lot of my patches. And this one here, we actually let people come in and sit on it, take pictures and stuff like that. This is a CJ750. after the Russians got done with the machinery, then they sold the machinery to China. So then China took the machinery and made the same BMW motorcycle that was made from 1935 to 1940. I think it was 42 or 45 when the Russians took them over. But we let people get on it and take pictures, and they like that. I'm going to back off here, show you the whole line of the Hidakas. This is the whole line of the Hidakas. That's the back wall. And this is the right side here. This is my motorcycle museum. Take me a while to put everything together. But check out my website, elginlights.com. I mean, we just try to help kids with cancer. That's all this is for. I spend my own money. I'm a disabled veteran. I'm battling my own battle with cancer. I've been fighting it for 16 years. I'm not doing so hot at this time, especially with this virus crap going around. But I'm still hanging in there. I'm a little worried about this Christmas. This will be 23 years of opening our home up for Christmas. And I'm worried about this year. But we normally get to send 30 to 40 kids to camp. And we're actually helping build a camp here in Columbia, South Carolina, because we need a year-round camp. And it'll be for all disabled kids, all disabled people of any type. And we're trying to build that. If you want to look at that, we're supposed to break ground on it next month. But that's Camp Cole, C-O-L-E, little boy that we do our Christmas show for. And he passed away in 2004 when I found out I had cancer. And we've been supporting it ever since. And we're actually going to build a camp in his name so we can have our own camp right here in Columbia, South Carolina, instead of renting one a long ways away and have to bus these kids or use ambulances to take them. But check it out, campcole.org. Hope you all enjoy it. And we'll see y'all later. Paul Town signing out.